Hello everyone, this is Box to Fashion Workshop. I remind you that we post new videos every day. Last time I showed you how to make a pattern for the lower part of the coat. Today we'll be working with the upper part. I will show you how to alter the armhole. I remind you that I moved the side seam a bit. First, I need to alter the neckline. I'll make the front neckline 2.5 cm wider. I don't want it to be too tight. I want to be able to wear different scarves with the coat. I will also make it 4 cm deeper. I made the front neckline 2.5 cm wider, so I need to make the back neckline 2.5 cm wider as well. I'll make it about 1.5 cm deeper. The dart should be moved to the back neckline. I'll close the original opening when I cut the new one. The front and the back necklines are ready. Let's move on to the armhole. I need to make it about 1.5 cm deeper. Have a look here. This is very important. The back part of the armhole shouldn't be made tighter. I'm making the armhole deeper, and I'm also making the sides more straight. You should always do it when making outer clothes. When I outline the new lines with the marker pen, you'll see the difference more clearly. People often ask me why we change armholes when making different garments. Because each garment is different and has its own purpose. Have a close look at the armhole. I made this side more straight. I made the armhole deeper. And I also made the back side more straight. It will make the coat look very stylish. The front and the back necklines are ready. The armhole is ready. Next I need to draw this detail. A perfect dart for the big size. You can draw a princess seam wherever you want, here or here. It's absolutely okay. I'll draw it in the middle of this detail. I want the seam to be on the same level with the tuck. I'm not going to make these tucks. I drew them just for you to understand that there is some ease here. Next, I need to draw a beautiful round line here to connect these points. Next, I need to move a chest dart here. The dart should be slightly biased. It wouldn't be convenient to work with it if you make it straight or if you move it too low. I can start cutting the pattern now. Let's start with the front neckline. I don't want the coat to be stuck in my neck. This dart should be closed. I need to cut it to be able to do it. When I cut the new dart, I'll close the original one. Oh, the princess seam isn't ready yet. I need to move a tuck here. I'm not going to make these tucks. Please be very attentive. Watch what I'm doing. I cut the princess seam, and next I need to cut the chest dart and close the original one. I closed the original chest dart. This is how it looks like now. It used to be here, but it's not anymore. I need to close it with a sticky tape. It makes me so happy that I have a suitable bag and a pair of shoes for this coat. Have a look here. Each time you close the original chest dart, do not forget to alter the shoulder. You make it a bit higher by closing the original dart. Do not forget to cut the extra piece, about 4 millimeters. Notice that I cut just a tiny piece, making the shoulder line a bit more smooth. The front is almost ready. I'm cutting this detail because my hips are tighter than the bust. Your parents may look absolutely different. I remind you that the fact that my basic pattern looks this way doesn't mean that yours will look the same way. It depends just on your measurements. I recommend making mock-ups first. I know my body well, and I'm absolutely sure that the pattern is accurate. This is why I can make the coat tighter at the bottom without any hesitation. Have a look here. These are the details which will edge the slits. Next, I need to make these details. Where should they end? I want them to end a bit about the waistline. I remind you that in my case, the details will be 6 centimeters wide. You can make them as wide as you want. I remind you that I added 1 centimeter for a seam here. Do not forget about it. I'm making pretty wide details. I remind you that I signed the details for edging the slits. I wrote it down that they should be made at the check side of the fabric. I want to sign these details as well. And I'm going to cut them next. There should also be a check detail on the back neckline. I moved the shoulder dart here. To be able to draw the check detail, I need to close the dart. When I draw and cut the detail, I will open the dart. It will be tiny. I closed the shoulder dart. This is why the pattern looks this way now. Now I can start drawing the check details. It should also be 6 centimeters wide. I'll sign the detail. I need to do it in order not to make mistakes when cutting it. I should also sign the center back in this detail. Sign everything. It will make your future work much easier. Let's have a look at what we got. This is what is left from the dart. I divided the opening in two, and I'm going to gather this part a bit when sewing the details. I'll write it down here. It would be stupid to make a 2 cm wide dart here. Next, I'm going to show you where the dart is now. This part should be slightly gathered. I'll do it with an iron. I'll note it down. Have a look here. If I attach the detail here this way, the dart opening will be here. If I attach it this way, it will be here. Do not forget about the dart opening. This is very important. If you make this detail flat, the coat wouldn't fit you well. Such small details are very important. They make the garments fit us perfectly. This is what I wanted to show you today. The back is ready. The back part of the blanket is ready. The front is also ready. The side seam, the chest dart. Next, I need to cut this detail. It should be inserted in the same point it is cut from. Make a couple of checkpoints here in case you're afraid of making mistakes. Here they are. Do not forget to sign them. These points should match. I'm not going to draw checkpoints here. This is the front. This is the blanket. This is the back. This is the back part of the blanket. This is the shoulder dart. These details should also be cut. I showed you how to make a pattern for this coat very thoroughly. In my case, these details are going to be pretty long. You can make them shorter. The distance between them and the waistline is pretty small. This is exactly how I wanted them to look like. I want the coat to make me look slimmer than I really am. The details are absolutely even. I will cut 4 of them, 2 for the front and 2 for the back. The techniques for making this coat are pretty simple. I'm sure that every one of you will manage to make them. These details are even. This is the front, this is the back, the check details for the neckline and the slits. Chest dart, princess seam. Perfect. I can start cutting fabric. I want to line the sleeves in such a way that they look beautiful when I roll them. This is why I decided to attach these check details not at the bottom of the sleeves. Have a look at them in the pattern. When I roll the sleeves, the lining and the check details will look very beautiful. When I make a pattern for the sleeves, I will start cutting the coat. Don't be afraid of working with patterns. Everyone likes giving me advice on how to do this or that. Hello, I've been sewing for more than 40 years now. I think that 40 years are enough to learn to sew, if you don't like the techniques I show you. Don't use them. I want you to learn to work with basic patterns. I don't want you to waste time thinking how to do something. Remember that practice makes perfect. Make a mock-up, practice the techniques, and then move on to working with the garments. Don't be afraid of experiments. Don't be afraid of using your imagination. Remember the most important rule. Practice makes perfect. You can sew and wear anything you want. Don't listen to anyone but yourselves. That's all for today. Be different and beautiful. My name is Paukšte Irina. Subscribe to my channel, write comments, share videos, press the like and the bell buttons. I'd really appreciate your support. Thank you. Goodbye.